Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another Ultimate League Season 21 race here in Nusantara for the Indonesian Grand Prix. Looking then at the standings, it is then Figueira still leading the way with 2 races in the first 2 rounds, with Flick still in second place, but Charity getting closer. Then we see here Kubo in P4 followed by Fatmi, and then Aussie there just a point behind there in P6. And then in the team standings, One Time continues to dominate as we see really 57 points on the first round and then 52.5 in the second round. So they dominate right now with 109.5 points with STP then battling with LSA for that second place. 4 points separates the two teams that were battling for the WCC last season, with then Mayhem Racing there still very close there in P4 with RMC there closing the top 5. And now looking at the circuit today here in Nusantara, it is a fictional track made by Lil One. As you can see, there's quite a bunch of hairpins, and there are some places, as you can see, on those red spots where it's actually rolled as well. So there are some extra spaces in some of the corners, which is pretty nice, but still there are some places where it's definitely going to be very tricky to go side by side. One of the places where I can see a lot of trouble happening it's going to be on that bottom right part of the map there, as we have that little gravel cuts where I think that will cause some brake checks, accidental brake checks, and I think it's going to be a little bit chaotic, especially on that first lap. But then we got that middle top part of the map as well, where we got those wiggles towards the end of the circuit, and as you can see. It is a really bit tricky, and I think going side by side is probably going to be a little bit dangerous there. But it is a place where you might be able to just get a good exit and then maybe go for a move on that final turn. Even though the drivers will have to be very careful there to not brake way too late and push them on out of the track. But yeah, either way, it's going to be a dry race today, so let's see how we'll think so here. As then we're going to go into the qualifying session. Right then, so we find ourselves here in the qualifying session, and here we go then, as there are some key drivers missing today, mostly Nandi and Shar-GT. Those are the two big names who will be missing this race, and so that will just make things a lot easier for Figueira, who probably didn't need it to make for things to be easy for him either way, but yeah, now he's gonna have a very comfortable race, I would at least expect at first, but let's see. I would actually be surprised if anyone else who is not Figo wins the race, so yeah, that's gonna be interesting then, as yeah, this first lap is gonna be quite interesting to see that bottom right section of the track where there's that sort of little cuts on the gravel, and I think some people will definitely mess it up. And yeah, either way, you've got some other drivers racing today, like Hickey Boy. We also see Banner, Jake Brad as well. Gratoshville also back. Then we got Fed F1. And yeah, Hickey looking a little bit twitchy here. Hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah, then we see here Figo, Mati, Sexy Digger. And then we see the likes of Banner, Blank. Also Blank the first time racing this season. He's the main driver for Stargoat. And yeah, this time around they are actually running the Demekin livery edition here, as it was supposed to be raced in the previous race, but it was done a little bit too late, so it's being raced today here. Either way, we got then Figueira then on pole position here with Flix in second, so front row lockup there for One Time, although Kubo is tied with Flix, so that is very interesting there, as so far Figo is the only one with the sub 38, as you see Banner with the big mistake there, so he's not going to improve. His current in P13, as we see then Figo and Flix about to finish their qualifying session, as we see here, and Figo still improves. That's a huge statement there. And as we see then Flix taking that second place with Kubo, as we see then the timer ending. And so here we go then. We got Figueira then starting on pole position with Flix in second place, tied with Kubo. So let's see who's then going to be actually in second. It's all about up to the game basically. Then you got Mayhem Racing drivers here who've been quite surprising this season as they are battling there for a spot in the top three. And today they might actually steal it from LSA and even maybe second place some STP as Shady is not here. Same with Nandi. Then you got here Matimar starting in P6. That's a very good result from him. And then you got Menbergot and Fedme on round number 4, followed then by Blank and Gironi closing the top 10. Then we see Johnny Fu here in P11, followed by Albono starting P12. And then we see Bituko with the two flow forces here, Bana and Fedefon. Then you got Shake Bread here in P16 with then Kratosville and Ricky Boy on the final row. So yeah, as we see then 38 laps here today on Nusantara. And let's see who's going to be winning here the Indonesian Grand Prix today. Alright, here we go then. The drivers are ready. We see a lot of drivers looking to start on the mediums on this bright sunny day here in Indonesia. And here we go, we are racing here in UL. Looks like it is Kubo starting in second place. Alongside here Figo, as you see him just leading the way. Nothing happening so far. Obviously, it's just the first few turns here. And then you got Fatmi with Matimar there close to each other. We got the both Mayhems here, causing some potential mayhem here as they go side by side. Now this is a very crucial turn here. We got now Sexy Zig just going wider and now having a huge slowdown as he touches that green part. As we see Flix just trying to keep up with Figo, but I think he cannot really do much here. As we see Kubo looks like he has fallen down to third place. As we see now Mati there, and so they are already racing in single file, and there is not really a huge surprise to be honest. As we see now Albono messing up here again, 2 places at the start. As we see Johnny Fu just going up the inside, very easy move from him. As you got Pituco also right behind him now, trying to go for an overtake here. There goes the Spaniard going side by side. Albono goes into the grass there. Now PP then it's going into the inside. As you go then wheel to wheel there into the twitchy section of the track. And back at the front it is still Figo leading the way, Flix in second. And I'm not sure if he's really on that safe stream. I don't think he is, as we see Kratosville leaving. And now we got Matimar going off the track there with Blank, I think. And as we see then Ozzy also up there. Gironi trying to go up the inside of the freeway, battling to third one there. And Gironi is going to take P7 with Blank still in the battle. Gironi goes off the track now. Matimar goes through the outside. And oh my god, it's just chaos here. As we got Pituco just getting a little bit squeezed by Ozzy. But here they go then. So a lot of battling here in this midfield as we see Manbergo just going deep into the grass there. Who now is going to join the chaos as we got Matimar going quite off the track there, down into P14. That is definitely not great. He has Jackbread right behind him. As we see this huge group now forming behind Ben. It's the battle for the last top 10 place here. As we got there, Ozzy definitely having a lot of trouble after a good qualifying. But here he goes then on the mediums. As at the front is all single file. We got Fentme then taking third. Would be second podium out of the 2 races that he did, because I don't think he raced in the previous rounds actually. Actually not really sure. Oh no, he actually did race for the Stargold. As we see him here. So it will be 2 podiums in 3 races, but Kubo probably would be happy with the podium as well. And we got Sexy Digger also trying to take his first podium since season 16. But yeah, at the front it's all just very chill here. We got Flix with Figo. Maybe Flix could challenge his own teammate, and I don't think Figo would really mind. Because I think they're just going to be very comfortable in the championship, especially with JT missing today's race. And yeah, probably Flix will love to have a second race win. In the meantime, we still need to watch this big battle though. We got here Bitoko in P9, followed by his teammate Mati. And as we see here, all just following each other, running, going a little bit too deep on the final turn. And then we see Mati just trying to get past his teammates. As he goes around the outside with Ozzy there. Ooh, he goes into the grass. Now Bono as well. There might be a lot of reports from this huge battle here. As we got Panel. Oh my god, they're almost pushing Fedefon there. In the meantime, we got Ozzy and Mati. As Ozzy goes through the outside. But yeah, it's really crazy. The others are just basically no man's land. And I think they're all probably gonna be finishing in the top 8. Because the others are just slowing down each other quite a lot here. But yeah, though Johnny Fu though is starting on the softs, probably gonna be not ideal. Who, as we see, makes a huge mistake, is gonna be allowing Menbergo to just catch him. Or at least get close. As we see Bituko there on the grass. Now he has both low forces right next to him. We see Banner just trying to find a way past. Fedefon also trying to do the same. Ricky Boy also finding himself up there. And yeah, then Jake Brad still seeing some drivers. And they got PP, who has retired from this race. But yeah, so we got a few drivers that into the pits. Johnny Fu is not a big surprise. He was on the soft tires. And then we see Ozzy and Bituko pitting early on the mediums as they go then all into the hard tires. So yeah, it just looks like the soft tire is not going to be a very useful tire, and I'm guessing that the others will be pitting for the hard tires as well. We see Figo and Flix still up there, but yeah, we gotta still watch this battle here. We got Penna, Fedefon, and Ricky Boy, and then now Johnny Fu on much better tires is trying to make an overtake there. And now they go then double stacking here from the pink cars. And yeah, they're all just going for the hard tires then. So you're probably not going to see that much of a variety of strategies today. Which is a little bit of a bummer, but yeah. If I see that things are just looking a little bit boring, I might just try and make this a little bit more entertaining by actually joining some of the VCs that some of the drivers are in. So it's like a mid-race interview with the drivers, and of course this has been talked about at least only today, so they are aware that it may happen. So I'm not really taking them out of surprise and distracting them and all of that. So yeah, in the meantime we see Sexy Digger then leading the race. As we got Fentme and Kubo still in their battle. But that Sexy Digger still yet to beat. Maybe he's going for an alternate strategy and maybe put himself on this battle for third. But Fentme and Kubo will look be very close to him as we see some cars getting close. Flix now takes the lead. Oh boy, so Flix leads the way now. Because of Sexy Digger. I don't know exactly what happened there. It was a little bit weird. And as we see Blank then takes P5, Sexy Digger then down in P7 with the undercuts from the other drivers. As we see he goes off the track now. We see Manbergo just going into the grass as well. Nazi as well messing up. And yeah, that turn is very easy to make a mistake on the outside. As he's just carrying a lot of speed and yeah, really need to have a good balance through turn 4 and 5. As we see, Flix still leading the way, but Figo should easily catch him. So the battle will just basically resume. And but yeah, the Defty cannot be too distracted for now, at least, because Kubo and Fetme are not that far away. So, and yeah, that's interesting. They're actually holding on pretty well. Also, the fact they don't really have to battle that many other drivers also does help. So they're just focusing on their own pace right now. And of course, that incident we did the one times in Sexy Digger may have also helped them to get a little bit closer. But yeah, looking a little bit more towards the midfield, we got Membergoat and Sexy Digger. And then we see Ozzy and Matimar. And yeah, Membergoat does look a little bit twitchy sometimes, or at least it's not exactly smooth, but he's not really teleporting at the moment. And as we see then Ozzy and we got then Matimar, then Juruni, Albono, Bituko. Then Fedeforno, maybe Ricky Boy may have got pinged there, let's say. But yeah, things just looking so easy for one time, I would say. This could definitely be yet another 1-2 finish for them. SCP looking to lose a lot of points. And LSA as well. It's just looking to be their first title with this name, at least. if we count them as being the same team as Neon Sunset from the previous seasons. But yeah, not sure if I really want to hop into the VC that they are on right now. SD, what is that? As we see here, then blank. Then we got Sexy Zigger there, so maybe I might do it. I think they know that I might just do it. I'm gonna be joining in on the phone, and let's see if the audio is gonna be picked up on the video actually. And yeah, or maybe you could also go for Albono, but Albono is definitely on a much bigger battle. Oh yes, you see here Ricky Boy and Fedefon definitely battling each other here. Maybe you can watch that for a bit while we speak then to the one times. I think that's where I'm gonna go first. Hello guys. So I'm actually doing the mid-race interviews because I see that, yeah, as we see. So how are things going for you guys here? It seems like it's all very chill right now. There was that. Oh, nice. Also, there was a crazy incident there between the one times and Sexy Digger. How can you guys talk about that? Alright then, so I guess you guys are chilling here. And yeah, good luck there in the battle here for the podium and the win. And so I'm gonna let you guys race, so yeah. So yeah, see you guys then. Good luck. So that was in the one-time server where there was also Kuba and Fatmi, so pretty much the top 4 all racing together in the same VC here. So yeah, that is very nice to see. So we got Figo and Flix there. And then we got this battle between Fatmi and Kuba. They're all not really all that far away. Ooh, and who's Bituko talking about? Can't really see who it was. But yeah, it looks like there's Ozzy and Albono. And yeah, obviously cannot really just ask him who, because he would have to type quite a lot of words, and not everyone can really be typing and drive at the same time. It's a bit of a task. But as we see here, Albono and Bituko battling each other. Because yeah, Albono's tires is looking to be pretty old, to be honest, both of them having no tires at the moment. As we see now, the drivers are starting to do their second round of pit stops here. As we see Bituko staying out. Ooh, interesting. So Bono goes into the pits, actually going for the mediums. That is interesting actually, a lot of drivers is opting for the mediums right now, so maybe the medium, it is the best tire, it's just that they wanted to go into the hards to just respect the 2-tire rule. And yeah, so I would like to maybe go to a session. It's not really the Lynx server, Lynx Racing server, but it's where the Lynx Racing drivers are. But Albono though, he seems to be in this sort of close-paced battle with Banner, so I don't really want to sort of distract him there. But yeah, then there's obviously Ricky Boy, who I do know as well from Rising Gold's GP that he's driving there. And yeah, then you got Ozzy with Sexy Digger. And yeah, I guess there's no one in the LSA chat because yeah, there's no Hernandez, so they all just in the server with one time there. At least in front of me is there. F1 fan actually missing today, so that's another big thing here. So yeah, so the other chat I might go with is the one where we see Albono and Ricky Boy there. And that's it, I think, for the mid-race interviews, which is I think very fun, I think, to do. It kind of just makes things a lot more casual, but I would probably want to wait when Alborno would be alone, because right now battling Banu, we see a little bit of an incident there. A little bit naughty from Ben. I think that's his real name. But I at least did heard some people call him that, as we see now Fun battling Vicky Boy. So that's another good reason to not really go into the Zipex GP server right now. So yeah, then we see here, looks like the one times are still up there battling each other, and nothing really changing in the top 4 either. They may swap positions sometimes, especially in this battle for third, but it's really not much happening. And I'm guessing that Flick's just gonna be slave streaming his teammate until the end of the race, but at least as long as he can, and then just try maybe take the win on the final lap. That's what I would guess that he's going to try to do. Was there a server lag? If it was a very small one, so I don't. Ain't gonna red flag. So yeah, we see here then Johnny Fu leading P5, battling Blank. Actually, so very good race from Blank so far. It's his first of the season, so really coming back strong. That is for sure. So good news for me and for the team. And we see Menbergo turning P9 with Sexy right behind him, who actually had a very good qualifying, but he did fall off here in the race. And yeah, also interesting to see Johnny Fu here in P5. Which is obviously great for his team, but with Jake Pratt down in P17, he's not gonna make things easy. In the meantime, it does seem like Jake is gaining some pace here, as he's starting to battle it out here with FedeF1 and Ricky Boy. So this is it getting turning into a very interesting freeway battle for P14 here. As actually no, P15, as they are 8 seconds behind Bituko. Yeah, as we see then Jake Braden going up the inside there with FedF1. Let's see, is he going to the lag rocket there? Oh my god, that was nasty. A little bit of a nasty crash there. But they are both fine. As we see, Jake Braden is going for a very outrageous dive there. And they actually did ask me to place him in the commentary, so yeah, he's the guy who actually did let some laps in Ultimate League back in Season 8, and also has a third place qualifying with just 1 lap. Back then you could only do 1 lap instead of 3, as we see. Oh my god, he just goes off the track there. And so yeah, a bit of a mistake there from the British driver, as we see, but the battle, I'd say, still goes on. In the meantime, you can actually see the one time is just about to lap them. It is interesting, they're only doing it towards the end of the race, although it is a bit of a long lap here today. But yeah, then we see Ufedmi with a little mistake. Kubo takes third. I think this will be a very interesting battle. As we see then FedF1 going into the pit, so yeah, I think Jake is just separated there. In the meantime, we got Albono here, trying to slipstream Banner. And let's see, I think Albono might try an undercut. Or let's see if Bunny's gonna watch out for that. And no, so I think Albono might also just want to use that slipstream to extend his tires. In the meantime, we see Gironi coming out of the pits very close with Pituco, whose tires are not exactly the oldest. So, and I actually advise him to just let Gironi pass, because that would give him a good chance to catch up to the 2 drivers ahead of him. As we see then Gironi then up into P4 13. In the meantime, looks like both Fatmi and Ko are leaving the pits here, so as we see them both on equal footing. But yeah, that is interesting, so they are sort of no, they're not really undercutting who, but Flix is undercutting Figo. So, oh boy, that is interesting, and I think that was his final pit stop. Yeah, 10 laps to go. I think they can go into the end on those hards. Unless I'm wrong, as we see then Figo pitting, he goes for the hard tires as well. And let's see here, so Flix will be taking the lead, and Figo is gonna have to catch him. But let's see, because this may have been a little bit of a shot in the foot, unless Flix believes that Figo is not gonna be fast enough to catch him. So yeah, it's gonna be a very crucial pace battle. Flick's heart is gonna be pounding really hard right now. As probably gonna be seeing Figo in his mirrors, but he should only look ahead and not what's behind. As Enzo Ferrari once said, what's behind you does not matter. But as we see, make a little mistake there, so Figo is already catching him, getting very close. As he got Fatmi then in third with Kubo. So the battle still continues as it's the final stint, so maybe they might be willing to be more aggressive right now. In the meantime, I think Figo's already on Flick's slipstream. So yeah, interesting stuff here. We got Pito going to the pits. I think there's some drivers that might pit one more time. Not sure exactly who, but we see here Bituco leading P14. And yeah, then Figo just leading the way now, so he takes the lead. Flix is trying to keep up with Figo here. Does he still have that slipstream? I think he has, so we still have a battle for that race lead. So yeah, it's interesting though. A race without Hernandez and JT is the one that we actually see a much bigger battle for the race win. But Flix definitely did a good job to just stay on that slipstream. Obviously, it's been clear that Figo is faster, but it's all about crossing that line in first place either way. So let's see then. Flix staying right behind his teammate. Then we got also other battles. Johnny Fu battling Blank, and yeah, Blank definitely going pretty well here. I'd obviously love to see him battling for that P5. In the meantime, we see Manbergo probably needs to pit again. I think he cannot really stay on those tires. So yeah, then we see here Kubo and Fatmi as well battling each other. Flix just staying behind Figo for now. As we see, is he going for the move? Because yeah, I really would not like to miss the moment where we might see something big happening, like someone losing slipstream of their teammates. In the meantime, we see here then Fatmi going up the inside of Kubo. I think they're just going to be battling each other comfortably because the others are just way too far behind. In the meantime, there's a freeway battle actually. I don't know exactly where. It's here. Albono, Bana, and Bituco. I think Bituco is the one with the advantage. And then we see Membergold pitting for the soft tires. And he's gonna be in pit 10 for the moment. And yeah, let's see what can he do. He has a few laps to go to catch Sexy Digger. And maybe Matimar. Let's see, could be possible, but let's see what can the driver from the Netherlands do. As we see then now Bana battling Bituco as well. Big battle here. As we see then full force driver looking for a nice P12 finish. I would say that would be really good for him. As we see Bituco here. But now just going side by side. That's a nice exit there from Bituco. As we see him now taking that P12, but Ben is definitely not going to give up. As we see then also Albono maybe looking to benefit from this, so I'm not sure if I'm really going to go. As we see Jake Brad and Ricky Boy. And we see FedF1 pitting again. It's a very late pit. In the meantime, what happened there? Flix going into the pits. Why? That's a very risky strategy from Flix. Deciding to go into the pits. And oh my god, there is, yeah, I'm not sure if he's really gonna win like this, if I'm honest. And we see right now Figo's just gonna be leading the way. And yeah, Flix would really need the drive of his life to just, if he would take to win this way. Obviously, if Figo somehow loses all of that cap, then it might be just game over for him. In the meantime, we still have this big battle for third between Fatmi and Kubo. As you can see how the game behaves in a very weird way with ghosts. As I think the game doesn't really like overlapping cars. As we see Fatmi just slowing down. Kubo just trying to find a way past here. Maybe with a nice exit now, as we see here. But yeah, this section here is really tricky to go side by side. But can try to just set up a good exit and go for the move of that final turn, I would say. That should be the driver's focus on that part. In the meantime, yeah, Flick's definitely not gaining enough time to catch Figo, so I think this will be yet another race win then for the Portuguese-Japanese driver here. Another 1-2 finish for the team, so I'm guessing part of this strategy from Flicks was to get that fastest lap uh, as well, because they probably want to gain maximum points, because right now it is Sexy Digger with a lap of 37.9 who currently has the fastest lap. Flicks was very close on the previous lap, it seems, I think. And as we see, yeah, not gonna be able to do it, and I think, yeah, it's just gonna be. It's not possible, so. Yeah, in the meantime, so we got Figo then looking to just take the win, and Flicks then looking to take second, but I think we should focus then on this battle for third place. But either way, it is in Figueira who's looking to win the Indonesian Grand Prix. As we see then Fatmi versus Kubo, who's gonna be the race podium sitter. As we see here, Fatmi just defending the inside, Kubo going side by side here. Fatmi continues to just defend and shut down the door as Figo then crosses the line. Fix then is second. And as we see here, then Fatmi is the final turn here. Can he stay on that podium place? As we see Kubo try to go around the outside. I don't think he can do it. And yes, it is in Fatmi who keeps that third place. Kubo is in P4. Then we got Blank in P5, followed in by Ozzy. Then it is Johnny Fu. Manberry Goat versus Matimar into the line. It is Mati who finishes there. Then we got Sexy Digger closing the top 10. Then we got Juruni in P11. Then we got this freeway battle here. We got Albono looking for P13. I don't think he can. This is CB2Co. Albono Bana. Then we have Fed F1 in P15. And I think, yeah, Fed F1, Ricky Boy. Then it is Jake Braden in P17. And yeah, very interesting stuff here. So we got Figo then taking yet another race win with Flix in second place. A 1-2 finish for the one time, but they did not got maximum points as Sexy Digger took the fastest lap. Then Fatme then ended up on the low step of the podium with Kubo in P4. Then we got Blank, I think with his best ever result in P5, followed by Ozzy. Then you can see Johnny Fu with Matimar, then Member Goat and Sexy Digger then closing the top 10. Then we see Jeruni with Pituco, followed by Albono. Then we see Wolf Full Forces with Pan and Fed F1 splitting the links races here with Ricky Boy in P16. Then we got Shake Breath in P17, followed in by Kratosville, who has retired or DNF'd in this race. So without any further, let's then get ourselves into the post-race interviews. So starting then with Figo, then yet another race win, close battle there with Flix the whole race.
Battle.
It still
that
didn't
was
beat it. I mean, it was like a human centipede there, but either way. So yeah, what can you say about this race?
Yeah, I mean, I think we obviously
Six.
one time entered it as the favorites, and we got the 1-2. I think it helps a lot with Cuba's like mistake at the beginning. Um, it wasn't really one of my greatest races. I think you're talking about in the VC. Like I was actually quite slow compared to what like normally the advantage I have. Like I think Cuba and Phantom are following us, right? And like I wasn't really pulling away from them. It's a bit concerning because like I'm meant to be, the fastest. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was just switched off today because I kind of like felt like I already had it. Um, but yeah, I think the only we're happy to get pole and like the 1-2. I think my only frustration in the end is just like we could have gone for that fastest lap. I just wasn't. Flix went for it, and I wasn't sure if he wanted me to like go with him so that we could slip it because then we would have easily gotten it, or if he thought that he could just do it on his own.
Nah, fuck it up.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but it's 1 point. But it would have been nice. But yeah, I was just happy with the result.
Alright, then going with Freaks, I probably would like to ask what was the reasoning behind beating like Lighty to the race.
For the fast lap, to be honest.
Damn, no, you did not want the race win?
No, cause if I was with Figo, like if I was like slipping him, I would still give the win to him. Like I would not overtake him because he is going for a win streak and stuff. So I don't wanna, I don't really care if I win or not.
Yeah, that's some crazy slave behavior there,
The fuck?
but yeah. So in the end, a nice 1-2 for you guys once again. So yeah, I guess one time really just dominating here. So then we go with Fantme, close battle
Hello.
whole race with Kubo, and I guess this one was actually a battle, as yeah, very close
I
there with
well,
Kubo.
yeah, we can't call it a battle. We battled for like 8 laps at the end when we were kind of bored, and yeah, mostly just trying to get up from a poor quali. The season 19 demons are back, and after that, good start. Get in the P4 pack, and yeah, stay with Kubo the whole race. Have a bit of fun. And in the last 3 laps, we were so bored. Let's say it. We were so bored. We just pressed with the debug menu on for the slipstream. It's horrible. I don't recommend that. But yeah, really fun race. That was enjoyable.
All right then, and I guess we go with Kubo as yeah, very close to the podium here. And so, how do you feel?
Oh, it was a very calm race. I was really shocked to get provisional pole after the first lap and then get the front row because I usually don't quali that well. So I was really happy with that. But then I fucked it into turn three at the start, so I just let Flex pass, and then Tommy did a masterclass from P9, got with us. Our top four basically just ran away. Then we lost them, and me and Tommy, about when you came into VC to talk with us, I was kind of cooking, you know, we were gaining just little bits of time here and there on Neon Sunset, at least keeping the gap. But then as you
Neon
left,
Sunset.
fucked it, fucked it completely up right as you left. So we just kind of gave up on catching Figo after that because any time loss is like a death sentence. And me and Tommy just kind of chilled. Final stint, we basically just kept fighting like for lows, kept talking. Oh my god, he does a switchback, and at the very end, Tommy managed to just about beat me by like 200. So it was a really fun fight, and yeah, I'm very happy. There was not really any difference between getting P3 or P4. We were just kind of chilling. It was a fun race with the one times and Tommy and BC.
All right, that's very nice to hear. I think okay. So next, we can go then here. I think member goats. P9 race, P9 finish for today. There was probably some drama there towards the end, I would guess. So yeah, what can you say?
Yeah, no, that's bullshit. Like, I'm not taking P9 for that. I hope it's recorded. Um, but basically, like, I made a tiny, tiny clip of the grass that invited Matty back into the last corner. So I just went tight to defend it, and he pushed me basically into the wall. So I was like, oh, okay, well, it is what it is. He'll probably give it back, but then he continued and took P8, and now he's saying that it's my fault, I guess. So yeah, I'll try to not drive into the wall next time.
Oh, man.
Fucking threat.
All right. So then, who's here? Yeah, Humbride's always in the world, actually, sadly. But either way, I guess we can go with Albono, which actually did have a very nice race here. P13 in the end. Big battle there with Pituco, so that is probably a bit of a glow up for you there. As yeah, actually, I wanted to join for the mid race interview, but you already battling, so I didn't want it to be a distraction there. So yeah, what can you say?
Oh no, man, it was fine. You know, a little hurt that you didn't join, but no, I'm joking. It's all good. It was a really fun race. I'm not gonna lie, I got absolutely bent over at the start. I was down in last for the first 2 laps because I don't even know who it was, but I don't really care who it was. I just got pushed off. But I was sort of in P14 for the whole race. I slipstreamed Urini in P12 for like a lap, and then I made a massive mistake. Went down to P14. Bana and Bituko were fighting a lot in P13 and P12, and then that was that. I was basically alone for the whole race until like the last 10 laps. When I caught up, um, kind of got in the fight a little bit, tried to back out because they were absolute. It looked like they proper hated each other. They were fighting so much. I didn't really want to get killed again, so I kind of backed out of it. Got killed anyway because well, it's Banner and Batico. So but yeah, I and then on the last two laps, I gained 4 seconds in 2 laps, which I'm pretty happy with, and then managed to get the move on Banner, which he's really mad about. But I mean, on my screen, it was a pretty clean move. But yeah, it was a really fun race, and I got to VC with Ricky, which was fun as well. Um, Also, Johnny Fu, I've just seen like what a comeback. He was down in like P14 at one point and then pit early, so also congrats to him. But yeah, I had a really fun race. It was good.
Alright, so nice to hear. Then we go to Albono's teammates for this race. Ricky Boy, if he's listening this time. Is he
I am.
here?
I am.
Alright, so yeah, interesting
Yeah.
race you had there. They were batting the likes of Fede Fon and also Jake Brad. So yeah, what can you say?
It was a good fight with Jake and Feder, but Feder on the end just he pitted for softs. He catched up very fast. He was just fast. He deserves it, yes, and it was just a good fight with Jake.
Alright, so then to end, we go then with Jake Brad. Piece everything, but he did have some close battles in this race, and also a very nasty lag rocket there. I think with was it with Fed F1? Not totally sure,
Yeah,
but yeah, what can you say?
I had one objective for this race, and it was score a point, regardless of how it happened. It happened, so I'm very happy with that. I had some good racing with Ricky and Fede when we weren't lag rocketing. Thought we could have run away, me and Ricky, but ultimately when Fede had the new softs, he was rapid, so unfortunately he caught us up quite quickly. But it was just nice to have a fight with someone and actually be on merit with another driver for once.
Alright, so nice to hear. So I think this will conclude the interviews as for the next round we're gonna be racing on a classic track, I think for the first time in UL in Motegi. So yeah, we'll see you there until the next time and goodbye.